Hi, all. This is Aga from Flatbush Tenant Coalition. This is just a short instructional video on what to do with mailings that we get from DHCR, and in particular, any requests for additional information or evidence. So this is something that DHCR sends to us, usually after we've supported a tenant with filing a rent reduction application. And the landlord has told DHCR that the repairs are done or that the tenant withdrew the complaint. Okay. So DHCR is contacting us and the tenant. The tenant also gets a copy of this. So they're contacting us to see if that's true and to give us and the tenant an opportunity to clarify if it is not true. So usually it'll be this cover page and then the supporting documentation. Okay, so in this case, it's a letter that the tenant signed, and if we or the tenant want to give DHCR additional information, we would put that here. We would write that here, and then we would mail that to DHCR. All right, for these documents, if the document is for a building that we are organizing currently, actively, or have organized relatively recently in the past, within the last couple of years, let's say, or it's where one of our tenant leaders lives, anything that makes the building a little bit more active with respect to us. If that's the case, then find the organizer that the tenant is working with or that the building is working with, and then scan this document to both the organizer and to AGA, to myself. Please make sure to check if the document is double-sided. It is easy to forget that. Rent reduction orders, for example, are always double-sided. Can't quite remember about requests for additional information. So you'll just every document double check, scan it, like I said, to the organizer and to myself if we are or recently were organizing the building. Once you have scanned it, check to make sure that, so you should also add yourself to the scanning. Okay. So scan it to yourself, the organizer, and me. Once you've scanned it, check your scan. It should go to your email. So check your email to make sure that the scan went through. And once you've confirmed that, you should then shred this or put this in the blue bin in the back of the FDC office for shredding. Okay, it has to be shredded. Please do not leave it lying around, because then we just don't know if it's already been addressed or it hasn't, if we need to do anything with it. If it doesn't really have a lot of personal information, or actually shred it, just put it in the bin to shred. If it is for a building or a tenant that we're not actually really organizing or actively working with, the tenant also gets a copy of this, so we do not need to keep it or respond. In that case, just go straight to shredding it, but make sure first that it really is a building that we're not actively working with. Okay. And I think that is it. Hopefully that's helpful, and take care.